Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a Hostile Galaxy / Kitchen Table Wargaming Battle Report. This one is not a league game, although we are using it as a practice for our Escalation League. We're moving into the 1500 point lists, and this is what I'm going to run for 1500 points. This is kind of based off my last game, with a little added to it, as you'll see. I'm running 3 5-man Rubric squads over here, just the good old-fashioned Inferno Bolters, and that's it. Then I've got a 10-man brick for the Terminators, 2 Hellfire missile racks, 2 Soul Reaper cannons, and then the rest are as they should be there. And then I've got a 5-man squad, and there's the Hellfire and a Soul Reaper cannon in there too. Got a Hellbrute, Multi-Melta, and Fist. We've got the Exalted Sorcerer on disc. He's my Warlord with the Master Misinformator Warlord trait, Cult of Duplicity, so he can redeploy himself in D3 units. Infantry only, let's make sure we clarify that before the game starts. Then I've got a Demon Prince back there. He's my Count's as Demon Prince. He has the Umbralific Crystal. And then Mr. Ahriman himself. He is not going to be a warlord. He's just chilling and hanging out with everybody because he can do some nasty mortal wound stuff. So that is it. It's all WYSIWYG. So Ahriman is on foot. I know people think that's weird, but I like the Exalted on the disc and Ahriman not, for whatever reasons. They're my reasons. You can just like them or not. But it's exactly 1500 points. I don't know, the Warlord trait, the Relic. Yeah. Oh, did I say the Relic was the Umbralific Crystal? That's the on the Demon Prince. So he can either deploy himself somewhere else, like it's a teleportation basically. So it's either himself or it's a unit within a certain range of him. So that is it. We will be back with the, I'm facing some Death Guard today, so we'll be back with the Death Guard list next. Alright, here we go. This is the Death Guard. It's spread out. It is more models. As I say, I always feel bad when I play an elite army against some things that bring hordes of plastic. I'm going to kill them all anyways, it's fine. The easy ones to remember, first, Inexhaustible, right? That's the
Plague Company.
The Plague Company. I called it Blight Company earlier. Shame on me. Plague Company. We got 2 squads of Blight Lord Terminators. We got a squad of Plague Marines. We've got a 15 and a 14-man, or it might be vice versa, whichever, of Poxwalkers. I almost called them Plague Bears. There is a difference, I've learned. 3 Death Shroud. We've got a Typhus. We've got, which one is he?
Plague Burstcaster.
He is Plague Caster. He is the Warlord in this case, and I don't remember what you said the Warlord trait was.
You
told me.
His Warlord trait is, I want to say I gave him the 5-up Feel No Pain, or
Probably.
it might be Hulking Physique. Either way, it's durability.
Right, make him last a little bit longer. We do have a Tallyman. Tallyman is here. He's going to ring his little bell and get CPs. We got the Plagueburst Crawler and Mephitic Blight Hauler. So there it is. It's a lovely 1500 point list, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We shall see. 1500 points, we get a big board, which means lots of place to get lost, or lots of place to kill. One of the two. We shall see. So we'll be back in a minute. We'll show you the map and the deployments and get this party started.
Take it away.
Alrighty, guys and gals, here we have the board. This is mission number 21 is what we rolled up. So it's Abandoned Sanctuaries. You cannot redeploy into No Man's Land or deploy in No Man's Land. That's the special rule. You get bonus points for killing things within 6 of the center of the battlefield, which there's a nice objective there, because you also get bonus points for holding the center of the battlefield. So there's that, and you get an additional 5 if you hold the center at the end of the game. So that is our mission. Deployment zones 10 inches up. I put a squad of Rubrics, Ahriman, and a 5-man Terminator squad in Deep Strike. Hold the phone. I'm gonna have to double check and see if Ahriman can Deep Strike or not. I really don't remember right now, but that's what I'm doing for the moment. We'll see. I might have to fix that in a second. Rubrics over here. The big 10-man blob here with Exalted, the Demon Prince, and the Hellbrute, and then another 5-man of Rubrics on this side. You got the center, you've got craters and forests. Back there we've got Blight Lords, Plagueburst Crawler, Mr. Tallyman. We've got Plague Marines, and the champion over there has that stupid Plague Skull that nobody likes. We've got some Poxwalkers, got Mr. Plague Caster, Mephitic Blight Hauler, more Poxwalkers, and more Blight Lord. You got Death Shroud and Typhus hanging out in the Teleportarium as well. that is our game. That is our deployment. We'll take a look-see at secondaries here. So this is what we've chosen. I'm going to go with Assassinate, no prisoners, and Mutate Landscape. And Lewis is taking Spread the Sickness, Psychic Interrogation, and Engage on all fronts. We shall see what's going to happen. Let's see what the dice say. Go ahead and roll, sir. I'll let you roll first because it's the nice thing to do. Oh, that's not nice when you start with a 5. I rolled a 5. Oh boy, Zinch is having fun today.
It's going to be that game.
It is, it is. That's better. I like that. Oh, good. It's a 3 and a 3. All right, we'll do it at the same time this time, or close enough. Oh, I got a 5. It's under the trees.
Oh,
all right.
You gotta be
Hey,
kidding.
We're having a good time. This has been a fun game. Are you enjoying this game? Those of you watching? Oh, okay, 2 and 2. All right. Oh, that's a 1.
And that's
all
a
right.
4.
So, Death Guard finally are gonna have first turn.
The great game.
So, we'll be back in just a minute for the end of Death Guard, turn 1. It is the end of the Death Guard, turn 1. So, Marines ponderously pondered and came over. These pukey boys puked on that objective back there for 3 points. He did a shuffle. No, I don't think he even moved. This guy scooted forwards to be able to pop shots down into my Hellbrute. These guys advanced, but only rolled a 3, so they just advanced to the edge of the building for now. Those boys came forwards. Let's see. And then on the other side of the board, we had the Marines over here shuffling up and the Plagueburst Crawler coming around so he could take shots into my Terminators. He actually did some work because I totally forgot about... Well, I didn't forget about it, but it was too late when I realized I hadn't spent the CP to reduce damage by 1. I ended up losing 3 Terminators instead of just 2 if I'd been playing smarter and paying attention. And his... What's the thing where they explode mortal wounds? I don't remember what that's called. The stratagem for that.
With Disgustingly Force.
Disgusting Force. Took a wound off with a Sorcerer and Ahriman. That is it. So now we'll go into the Thousand Suns, turn 1. It is the end of the Thousand Suns, turn 1. We did the shuffle, truffle, whatever you want to call it over here. I actually had Mr. Sorcerer right here next to the Demon Prince. I took all this time measuring to make sure I could get them all within 18 inches of a Plagueburst Crawler. And then when I went to go do Psychic, it occurred to me that the Plague Marines over there were probably closer to me than that. And I was right. So after much gnashing of teeth, I spent all of my Psychic might to kill all but 2.5 Plague Marines. Instead of wounding the Plagueburst Crawler. Although I did get a smite off from this little squad of Rubrics and took 2 wounds, I think, from the smite. So it was not nothing. I spent an extra CP to move him after... So he did his 2 casts, spent a CP to give him a 3rd cast. So he teleported over here. Or I didn't teleport, but he did his move twice thing. So he's back here telling them to hit better. These guys cast Glamour on themselves for the -1 to hit. And this back squad cast Presage on them for the +1 to hit. So they were shooting pretty good. Actually, they shot real good. All 4 Hellfire shots, missile shots into the Plagueburst Crawler, all hit and all wounded. I was so proud of them. And then he saved all but 1. And then I rolled a 2, which he reduces to 1. So it's taken a whole 3 wounds so far. But I'll take what I can get.
No, sir.
Don't
do yourself more
like
credit. You took off 4.
Yeah, but you ignored 1, so it's 3. Yeah. See, you just rubbed it in. Then my Hellbrute shot the Mephitic Blight Hollow. That is so far the shooting of no shooting, I guess, is what we could call it. He did spend a CP for the Belching Furnace, I think is what it is. Fumes. So you get to reduce a hit from your shooting unit. Reduce attack, sorry. So I only got 1 shot, and I whiffed. If it wasn't for the terrain right there, I would have hit him. But I didn't, so that's what it is. These guys over here, I did do an advance because I was short 1.5 inches, 2 inches to get on that objective, so I advanced him. This one's going to be hard to mutate later because it's going to be covered with vile filth. So I went ahead and did the advance, hung him out to dry, sorry, not sorry, and got my mutate off there. That is it. So, and also by taking the center objective, I got 2 for the mission bonus, picked up 3 for Mutate Landscape, and that's it. That's where we sit. It's going to be a spicy turn for the Death Guard in the next turn, so we'll see how it plays out for us. We'll be back for Death Guard, turn 2. It is the end of the Death Guard. Turn 2, not the Death Guard. They came up here and they did some puking. Yay for them. Mephitic Blight Hauler came up to step on it as well. These guys came forwards to make a lovely charge. We'll just get it out right now. The charge phase was terrible. We've said it. We can now move along and pretend the rest of that whole thing didn't happen. This guy did the shooting. This time he did definitely hit. He did 1 got through and did 5 damage. Well, it did 6, but you ignore 1 with the Dreadnought. But that was that. Plagueburst Crawler did all of his shots here. I remembered my stratagem this time, and it actually saved me. So I lost a Terminator. These guys over here, they moved up, so they had a 9-inch charge and failed that one. I'm telling you, it was disappointing charge phase. These guys deep strike in here because I forgot when I moved them up there with my Sorcerer's Facade to take the objective. I was being all smart and proud of myself. I left the Demon Prince's back end totally exposed. So they deep strike in, attempted the charge here and failed that. CP rerolled it. On that one, I guess, over there is the one we CP rerolled. But still, it was like 3 9-inch charges, and none of them worked, except for the one that was only 6 over there, and that one didn't. So
I'm going to go in the corner now.
Yeah, it was, I'm telling you, it was not okay. These guys came down. Typhus did attempt to Psychic Interrogate, and I denied that, and then I denied his Plaguecaster over there twice. Yeah, it was the Thousand Suns turn in Lewis's turn. Lewis's turn, it was my turn. That was pretty trippy. So we'll be back for the Thousand Suns turn 2. Though he did spread the sickness, which gained him 4 points because this objective is not in his deployment zone, and he did also get engaged with the deep striking of these homies down here in the corner. There we go. Now we've covered everything. Oh, and his Poxwalker, sorry. He was clever with this. He did advance them. He rolled a 2 on the advance, which is enough to negate the forest. Not enough to get onto here, but it was enough movement that he's still standing on that objective back there in the corner, while also moving towards this objective in the middle. So, there we have it. Now it's the end of the Death Guard turn 2, going into Thousand Suns turn 2. All right, it is the end of the Thousand Suns turn 2. It is only turn 2, but it's been interesting. We did lots of running away over here. They did cast Presage, so they're in a +1 to hit. They cast Glamour on themselves for the -1 to be hit. This over here was a little lacking. He did do some wounds over here. We got rid of 1.5 Terminators, and then I spent the CP, and he failed his teleport or double move spell, so that was great. So he's sitting there, so he's probably not going to be here in the next turn. We did a lot of shooting over here and more smite from the Rubrics, and we were able to get another one dead. This guy's still healthy. He's the champion dude. He's got the special bells. Yay! And Typhus. Over here we moved around so that the demon dude could only see the Plagueburst Crawler, and then he failed to cast a smite because, I don't know, we're just like that in this turn apparently. He did get Mutate Landscape off here with the Rubric, so we've done that over there. Back there I did deep strike a squad into that corner, so they're chilling in that corner. They failed their charge. We did a lot of shooting, did nothing. It was great. Very exciting. Yay! These guys shot everything over here, killed a whole bunch of Poxwalkers, shot Hellfire missiles into that, multi-melt into that. I think all the damage we did to it was actually in the psychic phase. And maybe one failed save shooting, maybe. I don't know. Melee. Yeah, and then in melee I got him down to a single wound, but he's still there. It's very disappointing. That's it. So that is the end of my turn. I got another Mutate Landscape points, and then some No Prisoners tally is climbing away. And we'll be back to see what Death Guard does in turn 3 next. Tis the end of Death Guard, turn 3. The stupid Blight Hauler shot me in combat and killed me. I made one of my 2 saves also. I was very proud of him, but, you know, his 2 wounds, he died. No exploding, it was boring. They did what they did. They shambled forwards. They moved forwards. They did get Putrescent Vitality off over there. Homie moved forwards a little bit, I think, as well, and then the Poxwalkers stayed still back there on that objective in the back. Then over here, these guys moved up as much as they could. Typhus did massive Psychering. It was terrific. He got denied on his smite, I think it was, and then he cast the Plague Wind and rolled double sixes. Yeah, and this is after we already had to do a reroll for the Plague Caster, who rolled double ones. So he'd already done a reroll, so he took 2 mortal wounds, and then he Plague Winded me and got 1 wound out of it, which is not a very good trade-off. Plus the command point to reroll it. It was kind of a disappointment there. Then we went to the shooting phase, and that was also disappointing. Nothing happened here. These guys moved out a bit around the corner, did some shooting. I don't remember. No, they didn't shoot. They chose not to shoot. They just sat still, then they charged in. Killed 3 guys. And in my return combat phase, terrifically bad, I did nothing. Same over here.
Also
nothing.
removed 1 Terminator from your back.
But, what is important here, he made all but 1 save against these 2. Still alive.
10 plus save.
Was it him? Yeah, this squad saved a ton of stuff. The Plague actually was your flail was what really actually killed Marines.
Yeah.
I only lost 1 from the other 3 guys out of here because I rolled every save. And then the Plague flail, I keep trying to call it a Plague flail. The flail picked up 2 by itself. It was absurd. It was obscene and absurd. And then back there in the corner, the Plague Burst Crawler unloaded into these guys and killed 1. It was nuts. It was nuts. So I made all the saves over here in melee, and then I failed everything to wound. It was amazing. Even the Demon Prince, who I consolidated with, also did no wounds. It was horrific and embarrassing. But that's the end of that story. Now, scoring-wise, we still have Engage. Typhus is still outside of 6 from that center line. So we pick up Engage there, and he got... Yeah, that. He had 8 for primary. And I need to do some work to get rid of his primary taken self so I can keep playing my game. So, we'll be back next up for Thousand Suns turn 3. It's the end of the Thousand Suns. Here's what we did. We advanced these guys to run them outside the wall, and then I forgot to cast with them because I'm clever like that. Actually, I was trying to save them to the end to see if I wanted them to cast Presage onto the Terminators or if I needed their Smite to work on that tank, but I didn't, and then I forgot to go back to them because the rest of my Psychic phase went kind of poorly. Over here, he did take care of Typhus with a Doom Bolt and Cabal points, and then he did a single mortal wound with a Smite. Then they did 2 mortal wounds and killed the Death Shroud. So we did that with these guys. Ahriman killed the tank. Barely, but he did. Then I don't think he really did anything after that. Oh no, he failed his smite, and he had to kill him with a Zinch's Firestorm. That's what it was, which I don't like that spell because it's pretty shaky, unreliable, but I got the 1/6, that's all I needed. So I got rid of the Blight Hauler. Then they did Mutate Landscape. This guy over here failed a smite. This guy failed a smite. This guy failed Swelled by the Warp, which I rolled double ones, had the CP reroll to save the perils, and then he still failed. That was cute. And then I went ahead and tried to smite with these guys, which was going off on like a 9 or a 10, and I failed that. They didn't hurt themselves, thankfully. We shot Hellfire Rack into here, did nothing. Shot everything else into the Tallyman and did a single wound. I was like, dude, that boy took a bunch of shots and didn't care. Same thing with this squad of Terminators, except we shot everything into the Plaguecaster and did a single wound. It's like, what? Of course, you do have to understand, all of my hitting was terrible. And that's just how it was. I didn't do anything. In combat, we managed to take 3 wounds off the tank. Over here, we didn't hit first, so they just straight killed my dude. And then my Demon Prince hit them and did a single wound. That was it. Not terribly impressive in melee in this particular game. But otherwise, we're doing okay. So we got 3 points on Assassinate for killing Typhus. I did another Mutate, and then I got the mission bonus again. So moving along, this turn, Lewis is going to outdo me on the primary, which is terribly sad. But we'll come back and fix that later. Don't worry. So this game is actually staying quite close. When you add all the points up, we're pretty close going into the turn 4. So Death Guard turn 4 will be next. It is the end of their turn 4 for the Death Guard. moving. They advanced, trying to get closer to bother me. That's annoying. They moved forwards, did not advance. They did all their shooting. Over here, it didn't do anything. It was just, these guys they're doing great. Plaguecaster did attempt to smite and cast Plague Curse the Leper or
Curse of
something.
Lepers.
Yeah, and I denied both of those because I said no, not today.
Ahriman's a whore.
So rude. He's offended. Tallyman came around the corner and did the puking on this objective, so that was cool for him. These guys were embarrassing. He is continuing to perform at exactly the same level. Oh, and I take that back. I actually got 4 wounds through this time, but he saved them all because it's only -1. They, however, did nothing to him. He did do some good save rolls, but also there was a lot of missed melee there, so that's that. This guy over here did shoot and score a wound, I think. No. The wound was from melee the last turn when he rolled over my guy's big toe.
Nothing.
Didn't do anything in shooting or in melee there. And I did finally bracket him in my combat, in my melee in that turn. So he picked up another 4 on Spread the Sickness and picked up 12 on primary because Home Skillet is definitely holding more than me right now. I've got to fix that. So we are coming back for Thousand Suns turn 4 in a minute. I have some plans. I do have some plans. We'll see what it is that we can get done. We'll be back in a minute. Thousand Suns turn 4. The end of Thousand Suns, turn 4. This squad is the squad that came from over here. They did run over, do an advance to get onto this objective and farther away from that mess over there. Then we cast Sorceress Facade and jumped the other squad back over there. Then Ahriman, the Exalted, and the Demon Prince powered up and got rid of the Terminators that were here, except for one guy had a wound left, so the Sorcerer cast Twist of Fate, removing the invul save, and then charged and killed him in combat. And then these guys did the consolidating to get on the objective, so we'll take that one back. Thank you very much. Terminators in the corner killed the Plague Burst. They actually got a big smite off and used Cabal points and got it down to 1 wound and then killed it in the melee. And then it exploded and did a wound upon me. These boys over here failed their charge into the Poxwalkers, but they did shoot and kill a few of them. These boys did all their shooting into the Plaguecaster and managed to kill him. And that is the end of that turn. So I did not do any Mutate landscape this turn, but I'm trying to get myself in position to do that on the last 2 on the last one in the next turn. And then that'll be the end of it. So we're going to Death Guard turn 5 next. Alright, it's the end of the Thousand Suns turn 5. So we didn't do a whole lot. These guys did Mutate landscape here. These guys over here were very mean and bullied. When I say these guys, I mean him. Cast Doombolt plus Cabal points and killed the Tallyman. So the Tallyman died, giving me the Assassinate points. Lewis is actually getting ready to have to run, so we're not going to finish the rest of the turn 5. But I got all the Mutate maxed out. Assassinate was maxed out. The only other things I could have done was just poured firepower into this to get more no prisoners points, but I would have only been able to, if I had the firepower to table everything that was left, I would have only got 1, maybe 2 points out of it, so it wouldn't have done a whole lot of good there. So Mutate was good. I finished off the whatever that's called, the mission secondary one there, so I got the 2 and then 5 for holding it at the end of the game, and that would be it. And we had talked about this previously, but this dude tanking all of the attacks from Typhus and the Death Shroud and then turning around and killing them all. Lewis is waving at him with wrong fingers. He didn't like him. He was my MVP for this game, for sure. And then the Demon Prince kind of was a distraction, kind of sometimes did Psychic and other times didn't. But then the little 5-man squad back there, they did eventually earn their keep. So it was a lot of fun. I had a good time playing. Hope you had a good time playing.
Great game.
Yeah.
Great game regardless.
I don't even know what the score is, actually. I didn't add it all up. I started to, and then I got totally distracted. I think Lewis has it on his app. I did... Yeah, it was good. I will post the final score in the comments of the description. But yeah, it was a fun game. And Death Guard held their own. Like, they did good on primers. You have
What'd you
already?
get on?
Mutate is maxed. Assassinate is 10 points. I got 15 for the mission bonus, so I should be maxed for primary.
Assassinate's 10.
Yeah, because of
Oh, character.
yeah, because Tallyman's a character. Yep. We're gonna add it up live because he's using the app, so it won't take that long. Haha.
Maxed out your mutate?
Yeah.
Okay. And no prisoners?
So I did it on 5 objectives. Yeah, no prisoners. It was 4. If I had the firepower, it would have been different.
It was 84 to 61, folks.
84 to 61. Well, there you have it. It was actually very, very close going into turn 5, but then with him being limited to just those units on that side, I got that last surge, especially with the mission bonus points.
Research your secondaries, folks.
Yeah,
That's all
look
I'm
at
gonna say.
secondaries. His secondary game didn't play out very well for him, and we've talked about it a lot, so don't beat him up on the internets or anything. But he is also learning secondaries and just kind of experimenting with different ones to try out. So that is how it is. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Please do like, subscribe, all those good things, and catch us for the next Hostile Galaxy Kitchen Table Wargaming Battle Reports.